Hello, and welcome to the 10th part of our tutorial series about the Python basics. Now finally heading to lists. What are lists? Lists are a collection, a kind of storage for multiple data types, multiple variables. It's hard to define it. It's maybe a little bit comparable to strings, because strings store a number of characters, like the word hello stores an H, two L's, one E, and one O, and a list can store near everything. So before I talk too much and confuse everyone with my talking, I will just define a list to make it even more clear. We call our variable mylist, and variable mylist has a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So now if we print mylist, we'll get in square brackets 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the main characteristic of a list. It's always in square brackets. So we can also print individual elements of this list. For example, we can print mylist and the first element, which has the index 0. This is typical for programming, that the first element of a list, of an array in other programming languages, is always the number 0, not the number 1. After some time you will get used to it, so don't worry. So there are other options to print out the list. For example, we can print mylist 0 to 2. Now it will print or give us the first and the second element, because it will start at 2 and head until will stop before reaching the third element with the index 2. We can also print mylist -1, and now surprisingly it will give us the last element of the list. Each variable stored in a list is called an element. So the first, the second, the third, and the fourth element of a list. Like a string, if we want to have or get the length of a list, we just type length of mylist. And now it will give us a 4, because the list has 4 elements. We can also add new elements to the list. First we have to type in the list. We want to append something, and then we type append, and then we can append the number 69. And when we print our list now, it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 69. And here it will give us, of course, none, because the function append doesn't have any return value. It returns none, and none stands for nothing, or null. So if there are lists, and lists are able to storage near to every data type, there must be lists in list. And yes, there are lists. So now we are using our loops. We are first losing for e in range 0, 10. Don't forget the colon. Now we type in for I in range 0, 5. And now we can add elements to the list. So before we do that, we first have to define an empty list. We call it new list. And in this part of the for loop, we are defining another list. We call it temp list. Now in this part of the function, we are appending to the list. We type in temp list.append, and because we are not that creative, we just append double I. Of course, now we also have to append the temporary list to the new list. And if we now want to print the list, we just type print new list. And if we want to print only the lists which are stored in the new list, we can just type for list in new list print list, and now every list should be printed. We can run the code, and I've made a mistake. List.append, of course we have to append our temp list, which I forgot to mention. So now, as told, we have a list containing lists which only contain the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as an elements, and the elements of the big lists are the smaller lists. If we iterate through the list with the other for loop, we can print every list. And another way to get every element of a list or list is just the same way as we appended the elements to our list. We just type in list, new list. I'm sorry. We type just new list, I, double I. And now every element is printed if we don't forget to write the print function because we are too sleepy. And now we get every element in the list of the list. So now I don't have any notes on my paper anymore, so I guess we are finished. Before finishing the video, I just want to show you a list of how many functions we can do with lists. I will here's another site. There are many functions with lists, so feel free to research. And now I am finished. Have a nice evening, night, morning, dinner time, whatever time it is. Have a nice day. See you hopefully on the next video. Goodbye, bye bye. See you.